Welcome back to today's edition of John's Economic News. Today, we're diving into the latest twist in the political arena as Vice President JD Vance steps into the ring to defend his wife, Usha Vance, against a barrage of personal attacks. Now, you might be wondering, I thought this was an economics show. Why are we talking about political spats? Well, my friends, this is not just a gossip piece. There are profound implications tied to how these cultural and political clashes affect our economy, our policies, and ultimately our wallets. Imagine this. Instead of focusing on pressing issues that directly impact our lives, such as inflation or government inefficiency, significant portions of political energy and resources are funneled into defending personal territories and egos. It's like running a business and spending half the budget on boardroom squabbles, while sales are left unattended. The time and resources wasted have real-world consequences, leading down to the average taxpayer. So today, we're peeling back the layers to get to the heart of how this impacts you. Before we dissect today's uproar, let's take a walk down memory lane. Picture this. The year is 2020, and the political landscape is shifting dramatically. JD Vance, known for his fierce rhetoric during his Senate campaign, embodies a new wave of Republican politics. This wave is less about traditional discourse and more about aggressive loyalty. Fast forward to today, where the vice president finds himself in the eye of a storm that involves not just political adversaries, but also media personalities like Nick Fuentes, a podcaster whose extreme views have somehow gained significant traction outside the mainstream. These personal attacks on public figures and their families are not just unpleasant. They signify a cultural conflict that's been escalating since the Trump era. Loyalty replaced civic discourse, and now figures like Usha Vance find themselves as symbols in this larger battle of identities. The vice president's family becomes a focal point for those who seek to wage these wars along ethnic and gender lines. So how does this climate affect us beyond the realm of political theater? Let's delve into documented events to understand the gravity of this situation. Take, for example, the executive order signing on November 13, 2025, attended by both JD and Usha Vance. A seemingly routine occurrence becomes yet another stage for division and derision. Just a year prior, in November 2024, Fuentes targeted Usha publicly in a post. These dates aren't just spots on a calendar. They mark the timeline of a growing schism in American politics, where personal lives are dragged into the fray at an alarming rate. Consider this. Strategies for future culture battles were reportedly discussed at gatherings such as TPUSA's AmFest in 2026 and 2028. These aren't just meetings, but battlegrounds for ideas that will potentially absorb public funds and energies that could otherwise address economic shortfalls or infrastructure needs. And here lies the vice, the systemic problem of focusing leadership on culture wars instead of substantiating real policy solutions. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Vice President Vance's recent remarks defending his wife. He's quoted as saying those who attack his wife can essentially shove it. While some might see this as a necessary defense against unfair attacks on one's family, others interpret it as further decaying the decorum expected of a vice president. Is this overzealousness or a righteous stand? Either way, it reflects a broader sentiment within conservative circles. Many feel unjustly targeted by what they perceive as the leftist media. So where does the libertarian perspective fit into this narrative? Well, firstly, there is the theme of inflation and economic diversion. The focus on personal and cultural disputes diverts attention from pressing issues like misappropriation of funds, which could potentially lead to higher inflation. Secondly, government incompetence is on full display when leaders prioritize feuds over policy, draining public trust in their ability to govern effectively. Lastly, this entire distraction is a veil over the more pressing erosion of personal liberties through creeping governmental overreach. To wrap it up succinctly, this controversy is not just a matter of personal attacks. It's a signifier of a broader malaise, where political theater overshadows policy action. If you are tired of paying for these mistakes, both economic and cultural, I urge you to stay informed, engage critically, and above all, subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into how these issues affect you directly. Thanks for joining us today, and until next time, stay vigilant, folks.